For a fourth day, York University students are holding a sit-in at the Senate chambers. The undergrad students say they are supporting CUPE, that's the union representing striking contract faculty, teaching assistants, and librarians. They walked off the job 4 weeks ago. The students are trying to drive the university back to the bargaining table. And there does not appear to be any positive movement toward a contract. The CTV News chopper is live over the main campus at Keele and Steeles, where picket lines continue to block access to the grounds, creating some frustration for drivers. The main issues, wages, and a push for full-time positions. CTV's Janice Golding joins us now live at the campus. At some point, Janice, this is going to impact the school year.
Definitely, Ken. And as you've mentioned, the strike does continue. The picketing continues. We've got graduate students, teaching assistants, and contract faculty who are marching the picket line right now as we speak behind us. And now they've also got some support from some undergraduate students. In fact, as you mentioned, last Thursday afternoon, a few dozen students who are sympathetic to CUPE 3903 started occupying the school Senate chambers. They say they refuse to leave until the university meets a number of their demands. Chief among them, the return of university negotiators to the bargaining table, a complete tuition refund for the year, and a response to questions about personal spending by York's President Rhonda Lenton. Students for CUPE 3903 also say they will continue their sit-in until all classes are cancelled. Currently, the university says it is still running about 55% of its classes, with no plans to shut any more down.
We have some demands from York University to cancel classes, to get some tuition refund, to go back to the table with CUPE 3903 with no concessions, and for Rhonda Lenton to talk about the claims of the expenses that she's been making that have been made public.
And she is the school president, I understand?
Yes, she's the president of York.
I think at the beginning they should have canceled classes to avoid all the confusion, to avoid all the difficulty that's going to happen after classes resume, when you've got students that have not been in class, combined with students that have been in class. To make adjustments for an instructor is going to be very difficult in those circumstances. So I think, as in previous strikes, or most previous strikes, they probably should have just canceled classes from the beginning, get some clarity for students, and hopefully get the negotiations moving a little bit faster so we could keep the school year and its academic integrity of the school year intact.
We won't be canceling all classes. Right now, 55% of courses are still running, and that means that there are thousands of students who are still choosing to learn, and we respect their right to do that. So we do respect the rights of community members who are on strike and who choose not to attend class. However, we also have to respect the rights of students who wish to continue to learn.
At this point, the university says it has no plans to force the students who are occupying the Senate chambers out. However, they have posted security guards outside to check everyone's identification to make sure the only people going into the rooms are undergraduate students. Reporting live from Janice Golding. Now back to Ken.
Thank you, Janice.
The drive onto the York University campus is being delayed by ongoing pickets. The strike is entering its fourth week as students inside continue their protest in solidarity with the striking faculty. CTV's Janice Golding joins us now with the latest developments on this. Janice, the end of the school year is in sight for post-secondary. Every day is lost. Every day that is lost is crucial. Is there a backup plan?
Not that the university is telling us about, Zoraida. They say they're confident that students will be able to finish their year. But as you mentioned, the school year is drawing to a close. Exams end on April the 23rd, so students are expressing a lot of anxiety. Meanwhile, picketing and protests continue. The sign reads, "Join the occupation of the Senate chamber, students for CUPE 3903. And a few dozen undergraduates have been doing just that around the clock since last Thursday afternoon.
We're all here in solidarity, showing each other support and stuff, so the morale is high, and we're here until York gives responses to our demands.
Under the close watch of security guards armed with video cameras, the students have launched a sit-in in support of their striking teaching assistants and to push a few demands of their own.
Our first demand is to cancel all classes. We believe that academic integrity cannot be maintained if classes are running. Our second demand is a full tuition refund with absolutely no conditions.
As relates to tuition, the university says it's certain students will be able to complete the year. And as for classes,
we won't be canceling all classes. Right now, 55% of courses are still running, and that means that there are thousands of students who are still choosing to learn, and we respect their right to do that.
So no plans on moving on the undergraduate protesters' demands. How are negotiations going at this point?
They're not.
And as for negotiations with the striking teaching assistants, graduate students, and contract faculty, CUPE 3903 claims there's no movement there either.
We've moved 3 times now since their last pass. and they have just denied everything, said no, 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 no. So we're done with that.
Which means both sides are far, far apart. And while the strikers have some supporters, many undergrads say they feel caught in the middle.
Really bad as a student because I feel like the feud is between the union and the York University, right? And I feel like the students are kept hostage.
It's exam season right now. Everyone's got exams, but now they're pretty much cancelled and we can't really get our courses done. We're wasting our time.
I think it's a big inconvenience. I think there's only about a month left of school, and I think this is ridiculous.
The picketers have been walking the line now for 21 days. The university says it has no plans at the moment to evict the undergraduate students from the Senate chambers. It believes the fastest route to a resolution will be to use a third-party arbitrator. Reporting live, I'm Janice Golding. Now back to Ken.
Thank you, Janice.